Perch asked me to speak at a conference in the New York area, and they said they had a surprise for me and I should come a little bit early and go to Times Square. And I was just completely in shock when I got there. And they said, go over to the Nasdaq board, and in a couple of minutes, the Nasdaq board is going to announce the sale of Web Deals Direct. We sat there and took pictures with all the Perch executives, and it was just one of the highlights of my life, never mind like the highlights of the sale, and just really made me feel proud about the accomplishment of what I'd done with the business. The Web Deals Direct sale to Perch was a very complex deal. We were an $80 million seller. We had 25 US staff, a software development team offshore, a 6-person customer service team, a 235,000 square foot warehouse, a deal that required over $100 million in capital. Perch all made it work seamlessly as far as moving over all of our brands, our facility, our staff, and integrated it into Perch. I was extremely happy with the transaction, and it worked out exactly as I'd hoped. My name is Adam Feinberg. I'm the CEO of Web Deals Direct. I sold my business to Perch with my partner Rich in May of 2021. Our business was doing over $80 million in sales in Amazon. We sold the business and it was sold for over $100 million. We started the business as a side project. We thought really small, $300,000 a year that we could split. That was kind of the dream. All of a sudden, the business was making over $1,000 a day. We targeted micro brands instead of having one brand. That's how we ended up with 30 brands. The second year, the business really exploded. We started to run into a bunch of capital issues. We wanted to expand or add more SKUs or inventory, and we were struggling to get cash. We went to our bank. There was almost no confidence at all in an Amazon business model. In 2017, the business was making multiple millions of dollars a year, and they wouldn't loan us $50,000. We worked with Gold Star Group to clean up some of our accounting and tons of different promotional materials, and put together over probably like a 3 or 4 month period a completed quality of earnings review and 100 pages of a presentation on why someone should buy Web Deals Direct. The presentation went out to several hundred private equity firms. At the end of the day, there was just too much risk associated with Amazon businesses. In 2020, our business exploded from $40 to $80 million of sales, and we just became a lot more competitive, and a lot of our products moved up within their categories to number 1 or close to it. When I first started talking to Perch, they were very serious when they came to the table. They proved to us that they had access to capital. After we met a couple of times and we became trusting with one another, we fully believed that they wanted to close the deal. They pushed along with the sale. Everything they said was totally legit, and we closed it about 100 days into the process. I was very confident that Perch had a good plan and access to capital, that Space Saver, FlexiHose, Grillman, Zappit, our 4th biggest brands, would be at a totally different level, selling in more markets, selling in retail stores, expanding into other related categories when I go back and talk to them about it in 3 or 4 years. I had spoken to a couple different aggregators, and it seemed kind of like a sales show. Nate and Chris made me feel really confident before we signed the LOI that this was more of a partnership than anything else, and we just felt really comfortable with working with them. Perch has not only been stewards of all of our brands, but a really critical component of the deal for us was to make sure that there was opportunities for our staff when we exited the business. And I really feel that Perch has really embraced our staff, that the relationships, even after a couple months of transition, are particularly strong, that people that were previously Web Deals Direct employees are very happy with the smooth transition over to working for Perch. They've been able to keep all of their pay and their benefits, and a lot of them are excited for the potential growth opportunities that they could have at Perch, working across more brands in a bigger enterprise than we could have possibly given them at Web Deals Direct. I met them all for the first time when I was speaking at an engagement at Prosper in Vegas, and they all came up and gave me hugs like we were more than business partners, that we were close friends. They're giving my partner Rich and I the freedom to stay in the e-commerce space and non-competing areas, and we're planning to do it again. I definitely would work with Perch again when we're ready to sell our next business.